talking about how to approach the Charlestown Breachway, and in general, almost any breachway this applies. What you have to look for is what kind of sea conditions you have, whether you have swells or chop. What we're looking for is a pattern that sets up so that you can approach the breachway and follow a wave in. It's best sometimes to approach it on an incoming tide. You also want to approach it from a distance so you can clearly see up the channel or up the gut between the two walls, and that will let you allow any traffic that's outbound to clear before you enter. You want to be at least a quarter mile out before you make your approach in, and you want to make it straight on because there's rocks on either side of what you see of the two walls, the east and west wall. There are rocks that extend out on both sides. It's table rock, which sits about 2 feet below the surface that you don't see, and that many people have hit when they've taken a shortcut coming into the breachway. So what we're looking at right now out here, you can see there's a set of pattern of swells that are running in. Fortunately, we've got an incoming tide at the breachway, which makes the swells just lay right down into the breach itself. You want to be on the back side of a swell and almost surf it in. What you don't really want to happen is get on the downside of a swell and have the wave push you. You can end up hitting the rocks if you bow steer. So off to the right here, you can see the waves breaking on the end of the wall. This is about a medium condition. I've seen it a lot worse, and at times it's a cakewalk. Again, waves come in patterns, and a lot of times you get it easy. That was pretty easy. You can see it's laid pretty flat right now. But if you wait another few minutes, you'll get a set of rollers come in that could make it a little bit more difficult. So. All right, so we successfully entered the breachway, and now we're approaching the channel that leads into the salt pond. To the east of us is the Charlestown Breachway Park, which is an RV park campsite. As we approach that, we want to be on the east side or on the right side. We're just passing the launch ramp, and what you're going to look for is we just passed the green marker behind me, and that just gets everybody over onto the east side going out, coming in. Out in the center here, it's pretty shallow, so you're going to run aground. Right now we've got a very good high tide, so we're enjoying that along the side. What you don't want to do is get too far close to the bank, because that is rocky over there. So if you're going to air, you're probably better to air to the west side, which is sandier. All you're going to do is polish your prop up a little bit. So as we come up to the end of the what we call the basin area, you'll see a red stick, which, just like your traditional navigation red right return. So as I approach that, I'm seeing another traffic coming downstream. And don't forget, if the guy that is going with the tide should have the right of way, because he has the least amount of steerage. As we make our first big turn, you've got to make it wide. There is a green stick out on the far bank. Now the next major area of concern is as we leave the channel area and end up starting into the pond, there's a section where there's an old barge. This is a coal barge that must have come in through a storm, and really don't have a date on it, but the type of construction, it's probably anywhere from 50 to 100 years old. So a section of the barge is right in the middle. We've got these stakes as we approach, outlining a channel in between the land and the barge. It's also a very popular fishing spot, so there's always people on this corner anchored up fishing. You can see this channel as we go into the pond now. very important that you stay within the channel. If you look off to the left, there's birds, they're standing, so you can see how shallow it is, just a matter of 20 yards away. So what we're doing now is we're essentially circumnavigating around the big sand delta that's off behind my shoulder here. So as we approach where the tide wants to run, it has a natural channel, and the harbor masters come out here and marked off with stakes this small channel. And at this point you should trim your engine up, because we're going to be probably going through less than 2 feet of water in some sections. So as we approach into the pond, we're going to hit a section that was dredged for eelgrass restoration. So we're going to get back into about 3-4 feet of water, but it's very thick with eelgrass. The only concern there is that you don't plug up your intake and overheat your engine. So you just want to be mindful of the water circulating through your engine, that you get good flow. All right, we've just come through this set of poles and we're into the pond now. As we work our way in, it's still quite shallow here, maybe 2-3 feet. But up ahead, what you want to look for on this north shore is a white stick that's pointing out a rock. And some people have gotten on the wrong side of that stick. There's the stick is right off here off my starboard bow. Finally, you'll see a green floating buoy right about here at the end of the old channel. Once you're into here, you can bring the boat back up on the plane and run due west. Once you're out about the center, then you can run straight north. There are a couple islands that you have to be cautious of. 2 over here, and then this one on the west side, but you come right up straight through right to the marina.